And now we are back, the UST Junior Golden Spikers against the FEU Diliman Baby Tamarals, and Luis Miguel and the rest of the Diliman squad so far starting off great in those first two sets. They were able to bring home, and they are looking on ending today's game in this third set. Meanwhile, Eric Perez and the rest of the UST Junior Golden Tigers are not giving up just yet. Our game is not yet over as we open set number 3, FEU versus UST. And this time around, Kalel Legaspi, the team captain of the white shirts, will do the honors of serving first here. And Tandok with that first ball, Luis Miguel with that off-spin attack, and scores right away. Luis Miguel has been scoring quite a few here in today's game, and that off-speed attack and smart adjustment will give another point here for FEU as Rod Stewart with that serve. Aiko will try, but blocked up by FEU. Ball is still alive here. Rod Stewart with a back set to between. Another, and Sean Cruz finishes the rally right away with that regalo courtesy is grade 11, Sean Cruz. Let's take a look at that effort by UST trying to keep the ball alive here, and an even better adjustment there by Sean Cruz, really finding that spot there. As Ron Poha, one of the high flyers of UST, unfortunately, service error give FEU a free point here. 2 serving 1, Luis Miguel will give it a go at the service line. Tejones with the first ball. Medino will try, and that was down the line attack courtesy of Pao Medino. He has been quiet in that second set, and it's nice to see him now in this third set. Meanwhile, Coach RJ Del Rosario delivering some reminders for the Baby Tamarals. And Sean Cruz will send this ball in. Duat with that back set to between. And this time, a regalo given up by Pangilinan. Keith Pangilinan really contributing as well for FEU here. Our score, they are now up by 1 here. And meanwhile, some substitutions for UST will be coming in. Ron Poha will go out and rest for a while. And this time, Legaspi sets it with a combination play. And Aiko will score for UST. John Chris Aiko tying the ball game here, and an early deadlock here in set number 3 after that quick, sharp attack there by UST. Meanwhile, Eric Perez will send that ball, rather John Chris Aiko will give that service ace. What a start so far for UST here. Let's take a look at this replay. What a strong, sharp serve there by John Chris Aiko. And they now bring back their 1-point lead here in our set number 3. We really feel a much more sense of urgency here for UST, especially after that back-to-back service aces by John Chris Aiko. Let's take a look at this. Another service ace, courtesy of that grade 11, John Chris Aiko. Really contributing not just in attacks but also in service aces. This time, better first ball there by FEU, but a solid block by UST denying that attack there by FEU. They are now up by 3 here. So far, really, we have been seeing a more urgent Junior Golden Spikers here. After all, they are down by 2 sets. As John Chris Aiko again will serve this, but unfortunately, the sail outside here. And FEU finally putting a stop there by this run by UST. And this time around, Abed Between will return to serve here. Again, so much is really at stake in today's game. UST would want to pull away against Adamson in that final 4 race. Meanwhile, FEU wants to secure their Final Four spot. And that Pao Medino attack, this was that great off-the-block attack there by Pao Medino. And FEU regains back its, UST rather, regains back its momentum. Pao Medino, unfortunately, sails that serve outside. And FEU, another chance here. Putting a pause on that run by UST. Again, the Golden Squad is up by 3. Meanwhile, Kyle Tandok want to keep back their momentum. Kemada, but blocked up by FEU. This time, UST, a ball is still alive. Luis Miguel putting up that attack above the blockers in front of him. And this time, the block will put an end in this rally. FEU closing down the lead now. They are only down by 1. Let's take a look at this replay here. It was a solid block by Miguel and Rebusquillo, denying that attack there by Aiko. This time, another sharp serve there. Legazpi will set it up to Quemada. Another block there by Rebusquillo. This time, dug up by UST. Alabar with that first ball. Rebusquillo with that quick attack. But ball is still alive. What a coverage so far by UST. This time, Luis Miguel will send that ball. But the effort of UST is still there. And speaking of effort, Pao Medino will score down the line there. And let's take a look at this replay. Pao Medino from behind. And I believe there was a net touch called on Soy Rebusquillo, and UST will gain back its 2-point lead here. Meanwhile, Eric Perez will send this ball in. Duot will set it up to Luis Miguel. Luis Miguel finishes and scores right away for FEU there. Not letting UST's lead get any bigger here. Luis Miguel with a find there, outsmarting those blockers in front of him. He has been, so far, the go-to scorer here for FEU. Legazpi sets it quick to Quemada. But what a find and what a smart move by the blockers here. Pangilinan, Duot, and Rebusquillo have been really guarding the net of FEU so far as they now tie the ball game here. After that solid run by UST earlier, our score now is 8-all. Meanwhile, Legazpi sets it up. Tejones with that free ball. Tandok will set it to Miguel. And Luis Miguel scores even with that broken play there. FEU now up by 1 after this smart play by Luis Miguel, proving to us why he is one of the dependable players for FEU here. And meanwhile, speaking of dependable players, Soy Rebusquillo will send that ball in. One of the graduating players for FEU. Duot will set it this time to Ahmed Between, but dug up by Legazpi. Ball is alive here. Duot will set it to Kyle Tandok, but a little too aggressive there. And UST, we are at another deadlock here. 9-all is our score. Both teams really holding on in our third set. FEU so far up by 2. And USC would want to pick up the pace and turn things around here, as Khaled Legazpi will be leading them as the team captain and serving this ball in. This time, Luis Miguel again scores for FEU here. Let's take a look at that play. It was a combination play, and Luis Miguel finishing perfectly those play by FEU there. And Rods Duot will send that ball. Pao Medino will set it up to Quemada, but the blockers of FEU were there. Pao Medino with another set. And a net touch was called on FEU there. And another free point here for UST. And this time around, Ace Quemada, who has been substituting Ron Pohao in this third set, will send this ball in. Duot this time with a quick Pangilinan, but up by UST. Medina will try. And another net touch was called on FEU here. And so far, UST maximizing these errors of the opponents, putting up quite a run here. As we take a look at this replay, there was a net touch called on that. And in the other time, Rod Stewart will try to save that. But service ace by Ace Kamada will give UST a 2-point lead now. Coach RJ again not happy with these errors. We have been slowing down FEU so far. Meanwhile, UST quite at a run here. We are now up by 2. Ace Kamada will send this ball in. Up by Tandok. Between will set it up. Alabar will send it over. Tejones, Legaspi with a quick to Sean Cruz. Alabar with that great effort to serve. But unfortunately, the point will go to UST here. UST up by 3 now. What a turn of events. And in the meantime, Coach RJ Del Rosario will call on his boys for a timeout. And let's take a look at this replay. Sean Cruz was the one who scored off. And we gotta give it, though, still for FEU for what an effort, especially by Ed Alabar, who was last season's best libero. Meanwhile, UST Ace Kamada so far have been serving for UST, and his team is on a run so far here. And we have been feeling a more sense of urgency here in the white shirts. Really picking up the pace in our set number 3. Not letting FEU take this win right away. Meanwhile, Ace Kamada will send that chance ball here. Duot will set it to Amit between, but dug up by Legaspi. Medina will try. Alabar was there. Duot this time to Luis Miguel again. Dug up and well coverage there by FEU. And that another attack by Sean Cruz will score USC now up by 4 points. And UST so far, what a run again. Gotta give it to their effort, not giving up just yet. Again, they are, even though they are down by 2 sets already, so far we have been seeing more consistency here and more sense of urgency for UST. Duot will set it to Amit between. A little too aggressive there, and that will go outside. UST is now up by 5 here. What a run so far by the white shirts. And Josh Ibanez was telling us a while ago of the UST pride of not giving up, and well, we have been seeing this and how these boys and how these junior Golden Spikers have been playing so far. And in the meantime, that service error finally put a stop on that run by UST. Has FEU, Luis Miguel, one of the high flyers and consistent scorers of FEU. That almost service ace, Alabar, send it to Duot. Amit between finally scores off the blockers in front of him. And putting up a stop there. Let's take a look at this. Rod Stewart with that back set. Amit between with that single blocker in front of him. Scores right away for FEU. Poor first ball there, but Sean Cruz still managed to score for UST. Let's take a look at that. What a set by Legaspi. And an even better finish there by Sean Cruz. Grade 11 middle blocker, and after that point, he will give it a go at the service line here. Luis Miguel with that first ball. Duot with that error on that attack, but Cal Tandok still manages to score for FEU here. Let's take a look at this replay. Cal Tandok really using his one hand to just push the ball slightly in the blockers in front of him. And Keith Pangilinan, unfortunately, with that service error, will bring back the momentum here for UST. This time, John K. Zaiko will return to serve. So far, we have been again seeing a lot more consistent plays here for UST that enables them to establish a 4-point lead here. But Kyle Tandok, after that attack, slowly erases that 4-point lead. Let's take a look at that great find, finding that hole in the backcourt of UST. In the meantime, Amit Between will send this ball in. And is that outside? According to our first referee, it was outside. Well, Coach RJ waiting for a response here to Captain Rod Stewart, talking to our first referee, clarifying things up here. According to FEU, it was, but the call of the referee remains consistent. The service went outside, and a point here for UST. And Palmedino will send this ball in. Alabar with a first ball. Duot sets it to Kyle Tandok. And there was a touch there. And Kyle Tandok scores for FEU. Let's take a look at that. It did hit the fingers of the blockers in front of him. That will work for FEU here. Again, they are trailing behind, but only now down by 3. Tandok with that serve. Legaspi sets it to Ace Quemada, but dug up by Alabar. Luis Miguel will try. So far, Tejones was there. Medino from behind. It goes outside, unfortunately. And a point here now for FEU, inching their way here with that lead by UST so far. They are now down by 2 here. Kyle Tandok is still serving for the black shirts. Another solid serve there. Quemada sends that ball. Duot will set it up to Luis Miguel. But this time, Pao Medino will send another chance ball. Unfortunately, didn't go over the net here, but what an effort still. And FEU is now only down by 1. Slowly erasing that run by UST as Coach Aying Esteban will call on this timeout. And we are back. Let's take a look at that recent play there by Luis Miguel. And let's talk about the effort by Palmedino here and UST. Really trying to save that ball, but that ball just wouldn't get over the net here. And so far, momentum has shifted back to FEU here. After that 4-point lead is now down to 1. Meanwhile, Kyle Tandok is still serving for FEU here. Quemada with a first ball. Palmedino from behind, but Between was there. Luis Miguel finally ties the ball game here. 18-all is our score. And let's talk about this guy, Luis Miguel. Really consistently scoring for FEU in this game. Great elevation, perfect athleticism, and now we are at a deadlock here. 18-all as Kyle Tandok is still serving for FEU. But this time goes long this time around, and UST will finally have a chance here after that run by FEU. Regaining back their lead here. 19 serving 18. Eric Perez will give it a go here. Again, UST would really want to pick up the pace. They are down by 2 sets. And this win would be crucial for them if they want to keep their Final Four hopes alive. And as they score yet another point here after that miscommunication on the side of FEU. Let's take a look at this replay. It was an attack by Ron Poha. And Alabar and Tandok. There was a miscommunication between them, and a free point here for UST. And Alwin Junio will be coming in for the first time in our game here to send this ball in. Alabar with that first ball. Luis Miguel with a quick swipe, but UST was there. And Medina will set it up to Poha. But a solid net defense there by Soy Rebusquillo. course, we have to take a look back at that attack there. What a great defense by FEU. Denying those attacks by UST so far, and fresh from that block. We'll give it a go at the service line here. And this time, another block there. But Ahmed between, a chance ball here for UST. Legaspi sets it quick to Sean Cruz. And a net touch was called on FEU, and that would give a point here for UST. They are now up by 1. Let's take a look at that. Ahmed between with that effort to save the ball. And Soy Rebusquillo unfortunately touches the net on his way down there. And UST is now 2 points away, as Kalel Legaspi, their team captain, will give the serve. Luis Miguel from the outside, but dug up by Tejones. Sean Cruz, another great attack there by Sean Cruz with a smart, quick swipe there. And that was the attack there. Not well read by FEU. What an execution by Sean Cruz, really picking up the pace. In the meantime, Coach RJ Del Rosario will call on this timeout. And again, we are back. Rod Stewart and the FEU Diliman Baby Tamarounds, after that great run in those first 2 sets, unfortunately, they are now trailing behind in our set number 3. As Kalel Legaspi and the UST Junior Golden Spikers on quite a run here, really picking up the pace. After all, so much again is at stakes in today's game. And meanwhile, Keith Pangilinan finishes that play, scoring fresh from that timeout called by Coach RJ. Really outsmarting that blocker in front of it. Keith Pangilinan, one of the graduating players. And Rod Stewart sends that ball. Poha tries to quick swipe, but Pangilinan again, this time with a block for FEU. Let's take a look at this replay. Oh, scratch that. It was Ahmed between who scores that block for the black shirts here. And these blocks, we love to see more of that here for FEU. Legaspi was back set, but another net defense there. But an even smarter attack there by John Crizaiko, scoring off the block. And UST is now 2 points away from closing our set number 3. Our score is 23, serving 21. Ron Poha at the service line now. Ooh, an unfortunate service error. Now gives a chance for FEU here to regain their momentum. Ron Poha smiling off those errors. In the meantime, Luis Miguel will give this a go at the service line. Medina was there. Leg combination play by John Crizaiko, but went outside, unfortunately. And now FEU tying the ball game here, 23-all. What an intense set number 3 so far. And Coach Aying Esteban would want to make things sure here. He calls on this timeout. And we're back. Coach Aying Esteban calling on that timeout. We are, again, an intense, close game here in set number 3. And again, 23-all. UST was able to establish a great run in set number 3 here. But Luis Miguel and the rest of the FEU Diliman Baby Tamaraw slowly erasing that lead. As Miguel will send this ball in. Medina with the first ball. Legaspi sets it up, but blocked by Tandok there. They will try again. FEU sets it to between. A little too long there. And UST will now get the set point here. Coach RJ Del Rosario talking to his assistant coaches here. Meanwhile, Eric Perez will come in for UST. Again, they would want to extend today's game. After all, their Final Four race is on the line in today's game. And Sean Cruz, who has been contributing quite a lot for UST, will give it a go at the service line here. Great serve there by Sean Cruz. Duot sets it up to Kaltandok, but dug up by UST. Legaspi will try and scores. John Chris Aiko finally scores a set here for UST. The UST Junior Golden Tigers really telling us with that play there by John Chris Aiko that today's game is not yet over. Again, the UST Junior Spikers, after being down on those first two sets, still managed to extend and get set number 3 here in today's game. What a game so far, and we just have to go look at what happened again on that set number 3. Now, unlike those first two sets, the UST Junior Golden Spikers, with the help of Kalel Legaspi and Sean Cruz, we also have been hearing a lot from Aiko, John Chris Aiko, and Pao Medino. They were able to establish more consistent attacks here, as well as floor coverage, and that enabled them to take set number 3, their first set here in today's game, and extending our ball game to set number 4. Let's take a look at our scores so far: 19-25, 18-25, and 25-23. We'll be back with set number 3 when we return after this break. And welcome back. You are still watching the UST Junior Golden Spikers and the FEU Diliman Baby Tamaraws. What a run so far by UST after taking that third set. Again, they are down by 2 sets already, but that didn't stop them from still holding on in today's game. After all, we are nearing the eliminations round, and urgency and consistency have been the theme so far here in today's game. I hope you guys are as excited as we are as we open set number 4 in our first game here in our Sunday triple header. And what a game so far. Both teams really putting up a fight here and really proving to us how important this game is. UST looking to keep their Final Four hopes race here, as Pao Medino with that strong, quick point here to open our set number 4. Again, UST would want to make and keep their momentum after that third set. Meanwhile, FEU Diliman Baby Tamaraws would want to regain back their momentum. They were able to take home those first 2 sets after all. Amit Bituin, but dug up by Tejones. Aiko will try, but the blockers were there, but John Chris Aiko smartly angling those attacks there and outsmarting those blockers in front of him. And UST scoring right away, 2 points now. And this was the off-the-block attack there by John Chris Aiko. Has been waking up here in our latter part of the game here, as Kalel Legaspi sends this ball. Kyle Tandok, Bituin will try, but a solid block there by UST. Miguel with that off-speed attack there. And this time, Ron Poha will send a score for UST here after that off-speed attack. Adjusting mid-air, waiting for the blockers to go down before swiping those ball in front of him. What a play there by Ron Poha, proving to us why he is one of the go-to scorers for UST this season 86. Meanwhile, Kalel Legaspi sends that ball, and an overreaching will be called on UST, and FEU finally scores its first point here. Let's take a look at that replay. Great call by our referee here, and Luis Miguel was the one who served that ball. Sean Cruz tries again, and he did it again successfully for UST. Let's take a look at this play there. Sean Cruz really delaying his attack there just for the blockers to go down. And UST quite an early lead here. They are now up by 3. Meanwhile, Alabar with that first ball, and Kaltan Doc with that powerful hit stops the bleeding for Diliman here. A much needed point here for FEU. Trailing behind by 2 points. Meanwhile, Keith Pangilinan, one of the seniors of FEU, sends that ball in. Legaspi will set it quick to Aiko, and that works for John Chris Aiko. Another combination play there, executed by the white shirts. And we just love to see more of those here, especially as UST is now up by 3. In the meantime, Sean Cruz will give it a go at the service line. Ooh, another miscommunication there, and a service ace courtesy of Sean Cruz will give UST quite a comfortable 4-point lead early on in our set number 4. Again, we could really feel the same sense of urgency from UST here, continuing fresh from that third set. Meanwhile, that serve will go outside, and FEU will now have a chance here. Amit Between has been quiet so far in today's game. We'll give it a go at the service line. Sharp serve there, but Medino was dug up. And this time around, a solid block finally for FEU, denying those attacks there by UST. Let's take a look at that replay there. Pao Medino, well read by Soy Rebusquillo. And this may have been the key for FEU to pick up the pace here. Legaspi sets it up to Medino, but dug up by Alabar. Tandok with that off-speed attack. But ball is still alive here. And this time, John Chris Aiko scores off the block there. What a find there. And so far, look at the effort by UST, really covering on their floor here. And that scores John Chris Aiko, regaining back the lead here. 3 points for UST. Alabar with that first ball. Duot sets it to Tandok. And down the line, and Kyle Tandok answers back for FEU. And UST is arguing it goes outside, and the first referee will confer the rest of our linesmen here to clarify the call here. And let's wait for the decision. And it was down the line. According to our referees, we really have to commend the effort as well of our officials of the game. And this time, FEU trailing behind by 2 points. As Kyle Tandok, after that down-the-line attack, will serve this ball. Legaspi sets it quick, but denied by Miguel and Rebusquillo. Let's talk about Luis Miguel. Take a look at that block there. He really is contributing a lot for FEU here, not just in terms of attacks, but also in defense. This time, Kyle Tandok with that sharp serve. Legaspi sets it Tejones, a chance ball now. Alabar will set it up to Luis Miguel. And that smart adjustment will work for FEU, tying the ball game here, all 7. After that early run here by UST, Luis Miguel finally erasing that run by UST, as Kyle Tandok is still serving for FEU here. Down the line, service is for Kyle Tandok, and FEU regains back their momentum here. They are now up by 1 here. Again, those first 2 sets were in favor of FEU. And in that third set, it was UST who managed to pull away. And see how set number 4 will go about here. So far, both teams really putting up a fight. After that block by FEU, that attack by Pao Medino was well read by the blockers of FEU. And Black Shirts are now up by 2. And Coach Aying Esteban will call on this timeout. And let's take a look at that replay of a block there, courtesy of Soy Rebusquillo. What a great read there by the blockers of FEU, showing much more stronger defense here in set number 4. Meanwhile, Kyle Tandok is still serving here after that solid run by FEU. Better first ball here. Legaspi sets it up to Medino, and that works. Pao Medino with that off-speed hit there. Let's take a look at his replay. Really adjusting well his attack and scoring right off away for UST here. And fresh from that point, he will be serving here. 8 serving 9. They were able to go about an early run here. That was erased by FEU, so they want to regain that back. Meanwhile, Eric Perez a little too aggressive on that attack. Will give FEU now a 2-point lead. And Soy Rebusquillo, one of the go-to blockers for FEU, will be giving it a go at the service line here. 10 serving 8. And unfortunate, another service error here for FEU. Now UST a chance to tie the ball game here. 10-9 is our score. Keith Pangilinan. And in the meantime, Eric Perez. These middle blockers of both teams really leading the morale here and keeping up the defense. Meanwhile, Kalel Legaspi is talking to our referees, clarifying some things here. Again, we would like to thank those tuning in to the Pilipinas Live, available for Filipinos everywhere. You can also catch more of the high school volleyball action at the UAAP Varsity channel on Signal TV. And we would also like to thank those joining us here at the Adamson University Gymnasium. What a game so far. Both our teams really putting up a fight. After all, we are nearing the end of the elimination rounds. Final 4 is what's at stake in today's game. FEU so far up by 1. They were able to get those first 2 sets. Meanwhile, UST still holding on after managing to secure that set number 3. Miguel with that first ball, he will try to attack, and he did. Even with 3 blockers in front of him. Let's take a look at this replay. What a find by Luis Miguel. He is one of the seniors, graduating seniors of FEU. Really making the most of his last season here in the UAAP high school court. Meanwhile, Alabar with that first ball. Luis Miguel will try again. And he scores back-to-back points for FEU here. FEU slowly pulling away after that intense push and pull in set number 3 here. And Rod Stewart, their team captain and setter, will send this ball. And a poor first ball, unfortunately, give service ace for Rod Stewart. 9-13 is our score after this sharp serve by Rod Stewart. Will give FEU a 4-point lead now. And Rod Stewart is still at the service line here. Tejones with that better first ball. Poha will try to send that attack. And a net touch was called again on FEU. And UST will now have a chance to pick up the pace here after those errors by FEU. So far, they were able to manage a solid run here early on in our set number 4, continuing off that win in set number 3. Kalel Legaspi with that serve. And a service ace for Kapitan Kalel Legaspi. Inching their way here against FEU. Take a look at that great serve. It wasn't as strong, but it was a great angle there, really targeting FEU. This time, better first ball by Tandok. Bituin will try from the outside, but dug up by UST. Poha this time around. And the ball will hit the ceiling. And Ron Poha will score for UST. It was a run by FEU earlier, and now we are seeing this time a run by UST. What an intense push and pull game from both our teams rather. After all, FEU is at number 3, UST just right behind them at number 4. So we really are well matched up teams here so far in our first game opening our Sunday triple header. And Luis Miguel finally stops that run for UST. And this is another point under Luis Miguel, the grade 12 outside hitter. And fresh from those points, he will send this ball in. Legaspi with a quick to Cruz, but dug up this time by FEU. Ahmed between, blocked by Ron Poha and Sean Cruz. Let's take a look at this replay here. Those blockers of UST. What a jump there by Ron Poha. Really denying that attack by Ahmed Bituin. UST is now only down by 1. Ed Alabar with that first ball. Tandok with a quick swipe there. UST tries Pao Medino. And Pao Medino will score and ties the ball game. We are at another deadlock here, 14-all. Both teams have been exchanging some runs here. And really proving to us how much is at stake here, how important this game is for both our teams. Unfortunate service error. We'll switch back the chance here for FEU. Again, Ron Poha was the one who served that ball in. This time around, Keith Pangilinan will return to serve here. And a service ace. Keith Pangilinan regains back FEU's lead here. Let's take a look at that great find by Keith Pangilinan and that serve. And 16, serving 14. Keith Pangilinan will give it a go again. Gaspi gives it to Pao Medino. And that would go off the block. Pao Medino scores again for UST. Really not letting FEU's lead here go any bigger. As Sean Cruz will return to serve. Again, this middle blocker is also one of the go-to and most consistent players so far in today's game for UST. And he will send this ball in. Unfortunately, not go over the net here. And FEU regains back its 2-point lead now. Ahmed Bidouin will give it a go at the service line. So far, Ahmed has been quiet here in today's game, but those sharp serves really helping them. And John Krizaiko finding that hole in the court of FEU will score UST's 16th point here in their set number 4. What a find there by John Krizaiko. Smart play for UST here. And this time around, Rod Stewart will be conferring to our officials of the game, both our first referee and second referee, exchanging some. And again, our score is 16-17. What an intense game so far. FEU only up by 1. And UST trying to extend today's game in set number 5. At that point, we'll go to UST. Again, our score is 16-17. We are at set number 4. Early on in our Sunday game here. So much volleyball action. What a great way to start our Sunday here. And that a little too aggressive attack there by Eric Perez. Will sail outside and FEU now up by 2. This time Perez will give it a group break here as Luston will come in for UST. And this time Kyle Tandok will be serving for FEU. They are up by 2 here. Ron Poha with a first ball, and Luston coming off fresh will score right away for UST. Jeric Luston Another grade 11 for UST here. Closing down the lead. They are now only down by 1 here. We love to see both our teams really giving their best here early on in our Sunday game, and that almost service ace by Pao Medino, and a chance here for UST. Legazpi gives it up to Poha, but the blockers were there. Poha will try again, and a solid block by Rod Stewart and Soy Rebusquillo. Full denial there by that back-to-back attack by Ron Poha. Great, well-read block there by FEU. And fresh from that block, Soy will give it a go at the service line. Legazpi sets it up to Medino from behind. And that's point here for Pao Medino. Not letting FEU's lead here go any bigger. Is from behind. That ball touched the ceiling, unfortunately. And UST will score another one, courtesy of Pao Medino. Meanwhile, Jeric Luston coming in fresh in set number 4 here. We'll give it a go. This time, Keith Pangilinan finishes that point right away. Scoring down the line. Let's take a look at this replay of a connection by Duot and Pangilinan. And meanwhile, FEU's playmaker and team captain will send this ball in, up by Poha. Legazpi gives it back to Poha. And Alabaro will set it up to Bituin. And another block there by Bituin. And Ron Poha will score for UST. Again, so far, great job by UST reading those attacks by Amit Bituin. And really denying those attacks from him, as team captain Kalel Legazpi will send this ball in with a chance to tie the ball game here. They are now only down by 1. Sets it up to Bituin, this time from the opposite. But dug up by UST. Ball is still alive here. Amit Bituin will send it over. Medino will set it up. And that broken play will still work for John Chris Eichel. Tying the ball game here, 20-all is our score. What a find by John Chris Eichel. Really picking up the pace here for UST, really holding on in today's game. 20-all is our score. First 2 sets were in favor of FEU. Set number 3 in favor of UST, and that miscommunication again will regain back UST's lead here, and that would be Coach RJ's call to call on his boys for a timeout. Let's take a look at this replay before that timeout by Coach RJ. There was that miscommunication yet again on the side of FEU. And that would be a service ace under the team captain, Kalel Legazpi, as they regain back their momentum here. Again, both of our teams are coming off winning streaks. FEU at a 3-game winning streak, while UST had a 4-game winning streak. So both teams really want to continue their winning ways here. And Amit Bituin finally scores for FEU here after being silent here in the past few sets here. And 21, we are at another deadlock here. And Luis Miguel will give it a go at the service line. Up by Medino, Tejones will set it up to Poha with that off-speed attack. But Duots was there. Tandok with that finish. And Kyle Tandok finally scores for FEU. Now FEU had a 2-0 run here after that timeout called by Coach RJ. It was after that run by UST. And so far they have been here. A great serve there by Luis Miguel. Aiko will try, and Aiko stops the run there by FEU. Kalel Legazpi stumping on his ankle there. Still good to go. Giving us that thumbs up signal there. Let's take a look at this replay. Jean-Chris Aiko finding that hole in the blockers in front of him and scoring and stopping that run by FEU. Again, we are at another deadlock. 22 all is our score. UST is looking to extend our game in set number 5. Meanwhile, FEU would want to finish this right away. They would not want to give any more momentum for UST. Meanwhile, Ace Kimada will give this at the serve. Rod Stewart sets it up to Tandok. And that off the block attack will score for FEU. This is the replay there. That attack grazing the hands of the blockers. The score now is 22-23, and Coach Aying Esteban will call on another timeout here. And some of the UST fans here waving up and giving us some support here and joining us here in the Adamson University Gymnasium. Meanwhile, the South fans are waiting because our next game will be De La Salle Zobel and UST. Girls will give it a go, so make sure to also tune in on that. Meanwhile, Keith Pangilinan sends that ball in. Pao Medino with a running attack, but dug up by FEU. Kyle Tandok tries, but well effort there by UST. Ball is still alive here. Duot this time gives it back to Tandok, but blocked there by UST. Tandok will try again, this time adjusting mid-air. Pao Medino will give it a go. Dug up by Luis Miguel. A rally here, and Ahmed Bituin finishes that rally and brings FEU here to its 3rd set point. Let's take a look at that great find by Ahmed Bituin. What a smart play there. Finding that hole in the court of UST. Ahmed Bituin, really one of the dependable players by far for FEU. Keith Pangilinan sends that ball in. Legaspi will set it back to Medino, but dug up by Miguel Duot to Tandok. And great effort there. Let's see how FEU maximizes this. They try to Ahmed Bituin, and Ahmed Bituin finishes the match for FEU Diliman here. After being silent for quite some time, Ahmed Bituin wakes up and delivers and finishes this game for FEU. What an outing so far. Congratulations again for FEU. They are able to finish on this game after that intense push and pull game here shown to us by UST. And of course, FEU, again, we still got to give it credit for UST for still putting up a fight. Let's take a look at set number 4 to say that this was an intense, close game is really an understatement here for our UST and FEU. It was a lot of deadlocks that have happened. We have heard a lot from Sean Cruz, Luis Miguel, and Pao Medino. But it was the effort of Rod Stewart and the seniority of FEU. We have Luis Miguel, of course, Ahmed Bituin, and their playmaker, Rod Stewart, still executing and picking up the pace, really making things happen here for FEU. Again, what a run so far. What a game. Again, congratulations for FEU for bringing home the win today. Our scores so far, 19-25, 18-25, 25-23, 22-25. And our leading the FEU Diliman Baby Tamaraws is none other than one of the graduating and senior players of the team. And this is none other than Luis Miguel. Now, joining us here through the panel is Luis. Unang-una, Luis, congratulations.
Thank you po
sa naging panalo nyo. Let's talk about the game. First 2 sets, it was in your favor. Set number 3, naagaw ng UST. But set number 4, you managed to put in a close. Ano yung naging adjustment nyo to finally bring home the victory ngayong araw?
Yung pagkakaisa po talaga, tas po yung tapang po sa loob ng court. Yun po.
Yan, isa ka rin sa mga seniors ng team.
Opo.
Ano ba yung mga advice mo, especially dun sa mga younger players of the team that made this win possible for FEU?
Sa mga maiiwan po, sipag at tiyaga lang po. Tas, yun po.
And you are on the Final Four race. FEU, you are currently at that number 3 spot. Gaano ka-importante yung naging panalo nyo ngayong araw moving forward here in Season 86?
Mahalaga po yung panalo namin kasi po parang naghahabol po kami sa sa points po.
Yeah. And syempre, ikaw yung player of the game ngayon. Meron ka bang anong favorite part of the game mo? Ano yung nakatulong sa'yo to just keep on scoring for FEU?
Yung laban po namin sa NU po. Doon po.
And again, as I mentioned, you are the player of the game today. May gusto ka bang batiin sa mga nanonood sa atin ngayong araw?
Binabati ko po yung pamilya ko, tsaka po yung buong Kaligid Norte po. Tapos po, happy birthday, Bea.
Yes, you're right. Happy birthday, Bea Maluto, who is the team captain of the FEU Diliman Lady Baby Tamaraws. And once again, this is Luis Miguel, our player of the game, really leading FEU Diliman Baby Tamaraws to their win here in our Sunday triple header. But don't go away just yet because our volleyball action is not yet over. Up next, the De La Salle Zobel and the UST girls will go face to face. So don't go away just yet.